present Hip Hop Airbrushing Volume 4 Hip Hop Graffiti. Today we got a special treat for you. We got an artist straight out of New York named Sense, an incredible airbrush artist when it comes to the portraits, automotive, but Sense started out doing graffiti first. Today we're going to teach you, he's going to teach you actually, how to do basic graffiti, that kind of New York flavor style, using a graffiti alphabet that's actually included in this DVD. One of two actually. We have a bubble letter one for you, and we have sort of like a box New York flavor style graffiti. Let's go check out Sense in action now.
What's going on? My name is Sense. I'm an airbrush and graffiti artist, and today we're going to be teaching you how to do simple graffiti using the graph alphabet that we provided with the DVD. Over here we have a t-shirt with hip hop on it. We already projected it and get the outline in light pencil. And the first thing we're going to do is basically fill in with two colors. And we're going to give it an outline and then give it a border with a whole separate color. And that's, you can do a lot of things with graph, but today we're just going to stick to the basics. And what I recommend is just to look at a lot of graffiti so you can step up your skills and, you know, get better along the way. But for now, what we're going to do is first fill in with, I have two colors here, teal and purple. I just happen to like the combination, so that's what we're going to be using today. Basically, I'm going to be using the less dominant color, which is the teal, to fill in all the letters, and then I'm going to come back in with the purple and blend it back into the teal. What you want to do is keep the edges of the lettering tight, just so you don't get too much overspray so it doesn't interfere with the border colors. And then in the middle you can widen up the spray and you can fill in a little faster. Finishing up, guys. Alright, now that we got basically all the letters filled in, I'm going to come back in with the purple and blend one color to the other and just throw a couple little designs in there just to spice it up a little bit, and then we'll go ahead with the outline. Now we're going with the purple. What I'm doing is filling in solid along the bottom of the letters and then just fading it into the top. Doing a nice smooth blend from the top to the bottom. I mean bottom top, I'm sorry. Now that that's done, I'm going to go back in with the same color. I'm going to do a couple of lines and bubbles or whatever. Typically, the most common things you're going to see within a filling is bubbles and arrows or whatever, but you can basically do whatever you want, whatever comes to mind. You can get really artistic with it. But like I said, we're going to stick to the basics and just do a couple of bubbles and a couple of lines on this one. Now that that's done, what you're going to want to do is do the outline. We're going to take the black. You want to get the lines to be nice and even and tight. Make sure your brush is clean so you got a nice smooth line. The outline is very important because even if your filling is kind of messy, once you do the outline, your outline is nice and smooth. It's always going to make the graph look a lot better. Now we're going to take the third color. We're going to give it a nice thick border. This is a basic border, but I usually add more stuff to this just to, you know, give more life to the t-shirt and to the piece. So I'm gonna throw in a couple of arrows and a couple of more bubbles on the outside with the blue color. And you're not limited to this. You can do whatever you want basically, but this is what we're gonna stick to today. There's a couple of airbrush paint brands you can use out there, but particularly in this shop, we like to use Createx airbrush paint and Aquaflow for the blacks and the white. They make the best color, they stand out the best, they flow the best. It's really good paint. Now don't worry if you get some of the blue on the black because we're going to go back over it to tighten up the piece so it looks nice and sharp. So go crazy with it. I like to give it a little feathering around the edges. Gives it a nice look. For those who don't know what feathering is, it's just basically misting the paint on the edges so it's not so hard like the regular outline edges. And it just gives it a nice feel. What we're going to do now is go back in with the black, make the lines a little bit sharper. Also, I'm going to add a little bit more black to the left-hand side of the letters. Kind of gives it a little bit of a 3D effect. That's what I tend to do on my letters. Of course, you don't have to do it, but this is what I recommend. Is, you know, the best thing to make a piece look nice. Now I'm adding a thicker border here to the back side of the letters to give it kind of a 3D effect. And once you're done with that, another little technique I like to do is do a drop shadow. Basically, wherever the letters overlap, I just missed the black, and it makes it look like the letters are on top of each other. It makes it look a little bit, like it's popping out of the shirt. Gives the letters a nice little clean effect. So basically what you want to do is put the airbrush at an angle and just get a little bit of overspray wherever the letters are overlapping. And you want it on the right hand side so it looks like it's casting a shadow on top of the next letter. Now to finish it off, we're going to come back in with some whites and give it some highlights, and that should make the letters pop right out. For that you want to use a separate brush. You don't want to interfere with the black, so the white is always nice and strong. And technically it doesn't matter where you put the white as long as you have, a good sense of where it goes, but me personally, I like to do it on the right hand side of the letters, on the inside of the black line. To get a pretty good idea about how to do highlights, just look at a lot of, graffiti online. A lot of old school graffiti, they used to like to put a lot of highlights inside the lettering. The best white to use is Aquaflow white. It's a very thick, strong white, and it'll show up against any color practically. Now I'm also at highlights in the middle of the letters to give it kind of a bubble effect. Then on 2 or 3 points on a couple of the letters, you can do little kind of like stars and spread the white out a little bit, make it look like it's shining. You don't want to do too much though, you don't want to overdo it. So this is going to come off like you didn't know what you was doing, especially to other graffiti artists that know what they're doing. That's practically it. In essence, what you want to do is just practice a lot of graffiti, look at a lot of books, look online, look at the graffiti on the walls, and just, pick up a sense of style. But in the meantime, you can use the graffiti alphabet that we provided with the DVD and just practice with that. It comes in hand. You can basically make up any words you want, project it, and that's going to satisfy your local customer.
Once again, Sense, thanks. You did a great job. If you like Sense style, you got a clothing line that's killing right now in New York. It's thevny.com. Check it out. Guarantee you love it stuff. Like we said before, this is like a commercial graffiti alphabet. We packaged this one in along with a bubble letter type style, and you can use this, as much as you want. You can interchange it to the names with the AI files, or you can just take the little card that comes with your DVD and use it as projected and just combine words for names, whatever. I'd like to give a shout out right now on that Biggs, 12gauge.biz, and also, we got to shout out our own Airmagination.com, BigFunShop.com, SoloClothing.com. Thank you for purchasing the DVD. Please upload your pictures and stuff to us and let us know how things is looking out there in the world, and enjoy.